Hi guys, right, I am live. I am Michael. I am the BigGeordieGeek normally. Just going to readjust this camera slightly. I honestly can't see. I'll just have a look there on the screen. I can't see what's up there. Yeah, so today I am building models. I am preparing for... sorry, just launching Twitch so I can actually see what's going on. This is sort of an experimental stream because I don't know what I'm doing, really don't, and I've got to set stuff up and make it work, as it were. So I'm just getting that set up now, and today I'm going to build some of the models that I'm going to be painting in the 24-hour painting stream. So I'm just going through the box. Now I'm doing the Sisters of Battle box that was released a while back, Christmas time, for the Sisters of Battle, and I'm just looking for the sprues now that I'll be doing. Not that one. That one's a multi-part. Ah, there we go. There's one. Got a box full of the sprues here, so just figuring out. Oh, I can. Got it up here so I can see it. So there's the big sprue, the little sprue. That's not it. That's a sprue. I've got a bunch of other stuff as well for the sisters. I'm just sort of building up the army slowly but surely, getting there. That is one of these. That is not one of those. I'm going to build her up as well because is that the... Yep, that's the Canoness. Build her up as well because I'm going to use her as a test model to make sure I know what I'm doing. So there's the manual. Retributors, Battle Sisters, I'm not painting them. Celestine, I'm not painting her. Amelia Novena, yes, painting her. Well, I'm going to be painting her this week at some point, probably on stream, because I need a test model to make sure that the scheme actually works. So let's crack on. 25 models to build. Looking forward to this, actually. Really looking forward to the Sisters of Battle. I've been looking forward to them for absolute ever. And, sorry, somehow my laptop just got unplugged. And it just gave me a low power there. So, the stuff on the screen, I can see. Chat box. Obviously, there's no chat going on. New donation, new follower. I'm going to have to sort these out. As I said, never really streamed like this before. So, figuring it out to make it work. So I'm going to sit here for 24 hours and stream. So let's have a look here. So Canoness first. Seems reasonable. I don't know, 32mm base. Who would have thought she'd be on a... Who would have thought she would be on a 40mm base? Fair enough. How am I getting out of that? I'll get... Actually, you know what? I'll build a test model first. Get that over and done with. Amelia Novena. I bought this model in Carlisle. You see, I was in holiday in Carlisle. Sounds mental, going on holiday to Carlisle, but every year for about my birthday, we hire a nice little cottage in, you know, somewhere in England with a hot tub, and me, my in-laws, and the two girls, we just go and hang out there. It's awesome. It's great. We just go hang out, play games. That's the cats having a bit of an argument. We just go out, hang out, hang in the hot tub, play board games. It's great. Maybe go to visit a local attraction. It's brilliant. Really love it. Something I look forward to all year. because that's Bonnie, if you heard that. She is my newest cat. Got her earlier this year. She's an absolute nutter. Anyway, so Amelia Novena. Cool. It's the image. It's a model of the image off of James Swallow's fantastic novel, Faith and Fire. Yeah, Faith and Fire, the first one. Really good book. Highly recommend reading it. Met James Swallow years ago at the UK Games Expo. We were, this was before it moved to the NEC. It was in the Hilton Metropole in Birmingham, and I was in a queue for sort of like a barbecue food truck, because they brought food trucks that year, because the food at the Hilton was absolutely atrocious. Not the food itself, it's just the prices were scarily high, and you know you really couldn't, and the waits were ridiculous. The UK Games Expo is huge, and it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it was great. Anyway, so I was in this queue, and I was just chatting with this chap, talking about stuff, and then I see his name badge, and I'm like, wait, what? You're James Swallow, as in James Swallow that writes books? And I ended up proper fanboying over him, because a number of years ago I had an accident. I had an accident. I was accidentally ran over. It really was accidentally. I just realised the way. I'm gonna actually mute my computer, because you're gonna hear the noises. But I was, I was accidentally run over. It was a completely not an accident. My mate basically backed into me, and I've ended up with a touch of brain damage. And basically, for 5 weeks, I had no memory, like properly from the movies. I'm told, I would forget everything within seconds, and unfortunately, I still do have days like that where I do forget stuff. This must be what, 5-6 years ago. It wasn't long after the Imperial Knights were introduced. I remember that because literally the last memory I have of that time period before I hurt my head was I was playing a game of Warhammer 40k. I was playing it with my friend Christian. I was on his side. I was in a trio with him and another chap, and I can't remember the other chap's name. We were playing at the old Warhammer club, Warhammer, W-O-R Hammer. It's actually a really nice club. Unfortunately that fell apart eventually, but it was actually a really nice club. And what happened was the Imperial Knight, ran, because this is old 6th edition. Yeah, 6th edition. It ran, but it only ran an inch, and it was sort of like the ludicrousness of, oh my god, this huge great big war machine. It only went an inch. Silly. I appear to have someone watching me now. That's cool. Hello. Don't know if the alerts. Do the alert work? I don't know. I've got alerts and stuff set up, but I don't know if they're working or anything yet. So this is like my first time, but I'm just seeing it pass now. See, I'm not sure about this scenic base, because I don't know if it's going to really fit in with the... I have a basing scheme that I use for all my armies. Sounds really sad, but I've got a Realm of Battle board. So it looks... Basically, I do everything to match my Realm of Battle board. But you know what? I'm going to put it on, because I'm never going to get an excuse to use this awesome base again. So, because everything's identifiable now, I'm literally just cutting it all off the sprue. So, I'm going to be painting these. I'm going to be using Iron Hand Steel as the basis of this. And there's actually a little bit of a story about that. I am currently also working on a board for Zone Mortalis for Necromunda and Heresy. And I could have sworn blind that Games Workshop did Iron Warriors as a separate air paint. Absolutely could have sworn blind they did. And I ordered from my trusty friendly local gaming store, Ballabunker, mug here, that... Oh, cup of tea, just right, Ringtons. I asked the proprietor, Justin, excellent chap, lovely, lovely guy. If you are in the northeast, do give Battle Bunker a visit. They are amazing. And oh, apparently, I think I've got some chatter there. Oh, I've got James Warwick there. Hello, James. Hi, Michael. Can you see the Facebook chat? Mattis guy. I don't know if I can see the Facebook chat. Oh, am I on Facebook as well? Let me see. Ah, good quality. Matthew, yes. Hiya. Looks like I'm going to have to figure out if there's a chat program that can put all the chats together. There probably is out there. But yeah, it seems I am drinking that. Microphone, Michael Rainsbury has asked via Restream. Ah, right. Okay, awesome. I will have a look into that. As I said, this is just a test. I'm just going to spend an hour or so building some models in preparation for the charity stream. By the way, there is a link to Just Giving. It is in the... Yeah, I am using Restream. You can donate. It's on the thing on Facebook. I will just copy the link into the chat here. If you want to donate, we're raising money for the Willow Foundation. Awesome charity. I love it. They do special days for... drop me keyboard. Drop me keyboard. They do special days for young people. Now, the reason that I'm doing for this particular charity is that when I was younger, much younger, young man, I moved from Newcastle to London and then to a little town called Sudbury. And when we moved to the home that we eventually stayed in, the first people who made friends with us on the street that we lived in, Hawkins Road, in Springlands. Springlands massive. It was like the rough part of a really, really posh town. My mum quickly made friends with the local Avon lady, Rosie, who is an amazing lady. She's absolutely lovely. Lovely lady. Absolutely love her to bits. And her children and my brother and I, and eventually my other brother, Daniel, and sister Ashley, when they were born, became very, very close friends with this family, the Dunfords. And, you know, we go on holiday together and everything, and really, really close. New Year's was spent together. Bonnie's just ran through again. And it was really wonderful. And unfortunately, Lee passed away from well, he had got a cancer, a blood cancer, Hodgkin's non. Yeah, it was a anyway cancer. Hodgkinson's lymphoma. Was it a non-Hodgkinson's or Hodgkin's? Look, I'm going to be perfectly honest. The time when it was diagnosed and when, you know, it was said it was terminal, I was really in a bit of a mess. So I can't comment on what I guess it is, because I kind of... Yeah, anyway. I should really know more. Anyway, Lee was really wonderful chap, and sadly he passed away. And one of the things that the Willow Foundation did for him, and the reason why I support them, is they arrange special days for... there we go. That's not too bad, is it? It's quite good. They arrange for special days... Oh, I dropped my head. Luckily, it hasn't gone into the abyss. It went right in front of my foot. They arrange special days for seriously ill young children. It was set up by the former Arsenal goalkeeper, good old Bob Wilson. And they, as I said, they do these special days for young people. And I guess the reason why I like them is because they did this amazing thing for Lee. They took him from when he was ill. Took him and his band. He had a band because he was an amazing musician. They took him and his band down to London, and they were able to spend some time in a professional recording studio making a track, and that was fantastic. It was like, hey, you've got this opportunity to work with a really famous, well, I don't know music that well, but a really well-regarded, famous producer in a professional, really good studio, and laying down a proper track for. Just going to use tweezers to poke this in. It's quite a fiddly model, and yeah, that was fantastic. That amazing day, that they got to do something great, and he and his friends had these amazing memories they built together because they were able to do that, and it was amazing. And I guess the reason I love the Willow Foundation, the reason I do like the Willow Foundation is because is because they do that work for young people, the teenagers and the 30 up to 39, I think it is, because often when you're doing these, like the Make-A-Wish type things, they do the kids and they forget the teenagers and the young people. But Michael Rainsbury asks what microphone I'm using. I'm using an MXL 990. It's the same one I use for the podcast. I don't know if I can move it so it goes in front of the camera there. Oh yeah. It's quite nice. It looks nice. I bought it on Looks. No, I didn't buy it on Looks alone, but actually it is a bit. Oop, it's a bit funnily mounted. Some of the. Yeah, I just noticed that some of the straps have been dislodged. It does happen when it gets moved from time to time, so I'm probably making some horrible noise right now. Okay, that looks better. Yeah, it's nice. Nice microphone, I really like it. Right, I'm not going to attach the backpacks. I never attach backpacks. It's just something I don't do. So I'm going to pop these on my painting desk right there. Yeah, I know, my painting desk is an absolute atrocious mess. My brushes are probably in a really bad way because I never put that. Yeah, I'm not. One of the things I'm not looking forward to when it comes to this painting stream is people are going to see how awful my actual painting is and how bad I treat my painting stuff. So that's something to look forward to. I'm going to get people going, what on earth are you doing? Why haven't you thinned that paint? Why have you done this? Oh, you're not looking after your brush right. Don't lick it. Because I'm a very bodge job painter. I'm not a great painter. I'm trying. I try. But, I know where my skill lies. And there's nothing wrong with that. I enjoy it. I'm trying to get better, but I'm actually going to try and use an airbrush for this. I think I started by saying that, yeah, I'm going to use an airbrush for this a little bit. When I say airbrush, I'm going to use a just for the first main coat colour, Iron Hand Steel. Yeah, I think I was mentioning it before. I bought from Justin. Yeah, so Iron Warriors. I swore they did Iron Warriors air paint. Absolutely could have sworn blind that they did it. It was just like, yeah, it was a Forge World paint, wasn't it? So, when they brought it back, they brought air versions back for all of them. Well, no, they didn't. I don't know if it was originally a Forge World paint, but either way, I asked for Iron Warriors air. They didn't do it. And Justin couldn't get a hold of me, so rather than delay sending it out, he sent me a pot of Iron Hand Steel, because he thought that was the closest, and a pot of Iron Warrior Standard. And it came, and I was like, oh, you made the wrong one. How am I going to do the Tyler? And then he was like, well, they don't do it. So I looked it up, and I was like, oh, God, I'm an idiot. So I paid him the money for the Iron Warriors pot that he sent me, because I'm not going to see him go out. And actually, when thinking about it, I'm going to paint these as the Argent Shroud. So I need Iron Hand Steel. So I'm going to try and cheat a little by using Iron Hand Steel to paint the over the Prime. So there's Amelia Novelia done, and I'm going to paint her this week or next as my test model for those. Lovely. I was a bit unsure about the base, but I'll go where it looks nice. Alright, next up, let's do a Canoness. Where's the Canoness? Okay, so we're looking at 1 and 3. I do hope they make these models available. I really do, because they look like they would fit into a start collecting box. Only 3 sprues, so they're not that expensive. You know, production wise, it would be really cool if they put them into a start collecting sprue. I really think so. Give me some sprue, I think this is the main one, so I've got to be careful with these because I've got to be careful with those because there's 28mm spaces in there for the I think what you call them, the arco-flagellants. I think they're on 28mm bases. Matt's asking me, what do I think about the Sisters of Battle set? It was something I was looking at when I wavered on getting into Plastic Crack. My personal thoughts are on it. It is actually a really good set. It's a really lovely set. None of the models in here seem like they're cheating. Obviously, it's monopose, but a lot of modern models are monopose because of the way the technology works. You know, I mean, I've heard a lot of people complain about Primaris Marines. Oh, they're all monopose. They're all, you know, you can't really get it, and they're often like the old tactical Marines. And it's like, you think about it. You look at the old tactical Marines. What could you do? You got to choose the front of the torso and the legs, and maybe you could have the bolter up here or down here or down there. There wasn't really that much posability, but there was a little. I think we sort of fooled ourselves into thinking, so yeah, they're monopose, but they look great. And that's not going to stop really good people from converting them. As a set, I love it. For the price, it's a little high. I'll admit you that, but I suppose part of that was it's getting that many models in one. Getting them first, getting that limited edition codex, and the cards as well. So I mean, I've never actually really sat and thought about the numbers and how much saving you're actually getting out of that box compared to what you've got now. I mean, the cards are 15 quid. Codex is what, 25? I think I buy them electronically, so this is the only physical codex I own for 8th edition is the Sisters one, and that's only because it came in the set. You know, one day I'm just going to have to sit down. I'll have to sit down and work out the value, but I think you get a decent start to an army here. I think you get a decent call to an army. I think it looks good. At the very minimum, is it going to be a fit into a patrol detachment? Maybe. But you've got something that can very easily be used as an ally or part of a force. And until what's the word I'm looking for? Till 9th sort of dropped in the way they're working that. The plan was this would form the part of a Katarina Greyfax led army of Tempesta Scions and Sisters of Battle, and I still might do that. So it's going to cost me command points, but that's fine. That's fine. It's about the fluff. I don't mind having fewer command points to get the fluff, because obviously Katarina Greyfax, Order Hereticus, Inquisitor, and Sisters of Battle. You know, obviously that's their whole shtick. Working for the Order, you know, that particular Order of the Inquisition as their Chamber Militant, and working for the Church. And then Tempesta Scions are very closely associated with Katarina Greyfax, according to the Gathering Storm law. So, and especially as it is the regiment I use, the Capek Eagles. I particularly love their colour scheme. But yeah, the aim was that these would be the same. Now I'm going to glue this onto the base now. I've got the legs and thing on. I always think it looks better if you know you end up it's a stabler, it's a much stable base to work on if you glue. Get it on, get the body shape in place and get it glued on the base. As I said, people are probably going to go, no, why are you doing that? It's a big mistake. And I've just realised I've left a horrible little mold line on there. Oh, it's not so much a mold line as it's just the shape. Delicate, but I like that cybernetic leg. It's quite cool. It's very cool. Pop that there. Right, so now we're going to get her sword and her rod. Obviously this is a very specific configuration. I'll have to get myself a multi-part one at some point. Which again, I probably do all the wrong way. Yeah, so I think I need to, looking at the screen that you're seeing here, I think I need to figure out how to get this turned around. So Matt says, yeah, I'm looking at a force that represent the fast interdiction of points flush-wise. Tau, Fire Warriors in a Devilfish, or Scions in a Taurox. Well, I'm telling you now that I just painted a Devilfish, and they're really nice models. I mean, they're old, you know, and you can tell, you know, they're much older models, but oh, they look nice. But Scions in Taurox, I love Scions, and the Taurox is a fantastic model. Really think that, you know, Scions are some of the nicest models I've ever had to paint. Absolutely love them. I got my first lot of Scions when Inquisition got their first codex years ago, because it was about the same time the Scions had come out, and I was all like, well, I've got this Inquisitor, so now I really should get him some Stormtroopers. And I saw Duncan's painting video on the Tempest of Scions, and it was just like, wow, that's a really nice scheme. And I painted pretty much a force of Scions in that scheme as Inquisitional Stormtroopers. And I kept saying, oh, I'm going to have to get myself a proper Scion army at some point. And I did. And I slowly collected over about a year, enough to do. This is when Tempest Scions had their own codex. They had a formation, which was 3 squads, a command squad, and a Taurox. 4 Tauroxes. And I was like, yeah, that's what I'm going to get. That is what I'm going to get. And I almost have that right now. But since then, the plan has kind of changed a little bit, because I have added 2 kill teams. Well, I've got, right now I have in the box of completed Scions. Right, so this is going to go here. I've got a 5-man kill team of a Taurox. And this is a kill team that was, it sounds silly, it was on when the kill team for 7th edition was released. It's the kill team that they featured on their website, and I loved it, and I played with that. That was my kill team for 7th edition kill team, when you could have a vehicle, and it was great. Loved it. And then I bought another Taurox and another couple of boxes to build, and then eventually, and then they start collecting Scions came out, and that was great, because it started meaning I was actually saving money when I was building this whole thing, compared to what it was before. It was fantastic. Scions, really love them, lovely troops. So let's get this. So I'm just gonna try. So this is the Canoness. Okay, that's a really nice model. You can see why some people might not like it, you know, the whole single loadout. I seem a little quiet. Okay, give me a second. Again, this is a test thing, so I'm just going to have a look. Adjust my microphone slightly. I'll just adjust the balance. Yeah, I do seem to be a bit quiet. Just going to adjust it on the... Is that any better? Right, let me know if that's any better. I've just adjusted the levels. Or it could just be that I'm mumbly. Lindsay's always having a go at me for being mumbly. Backpack. Yeah, that's better. Awesome. Awesome. One of the things I do like about this Canoness is that she looks old. I like that. She doesn't look like a pretty young nun. Who is... Just pop that sprue in the bin. Put no sprue. She doesn't look like a pretty young nun, you know, because... Bit of background hum. Right, I need to work on that at some point. Yeah, part of this is I'm gonna look back at this footage and start figuring out what's what. I'm figuring it out because, as I said, I've not really streamed like this before. Not that I'm denigrating streamers, but I've never really seen the point. I've done a lot of streaming on the Xbox, but yeah, I guess I've always thought, why would anyone want to watch me playing games? I think the background noise might be the wind outside. I've got the patio doors open because it gets very hot in here because this room is south facing. See, normally I end up painting and building topless, but Nemo wants to see my man pecs. I say pecs. Don't tell Lindsay this, but they are probably more like moobs. Not going to tell her that because she'll get satisfaction out of me calling them moobs. Anyway, when I do the full 24-hour stream, it's not just going to be me on this stream. I'm trying to get a few people to come on and join me. I'm going to be sorting out some of that next week, so you won't just have to listen to me mumble on. Lindsay's going to join me at some point. She's going to do some building or painting. She quite likes Age of Sigmar, and she likes the Astral Templars, and I'm going to get her to build or paint some of them. She started some of the easy build Sequitors, but she hasn't touched them in a while. And Megan is going to join me. She's staying with her parents during lockdown because her dad is shielding, and her mum will go absolutely mental if she just had to depend on him for company. He is like many elderly men and likes, you know, just watching the TV, being silent, and going on the computer to look at the internet. It's a lovely chap, just he's not that very thought engaging. Okay, so there's a Canoness. I like her. Yeah, I really like this model. Looks very commanding. As I said, I really like the fact that she's not a young looking nun. She's elderly. You know, she looks like she's a proper seasoned battle leader. So that's 2 models out of 26. So what's next? The Battle Sisters. Let's finish my tea. Okay, so we need frame A. So because this is the Sister Superior that we're starting with, I'm assuming frame A is... Yep. Frame A. Frame A is the one with the unique models on. They want the only frame that's unique. So on 89 and 88. This is the one thing I actually don't like about these frames. Trying to find the numbers you need, because sometimes they're together, sometimes they're not. Okay, these are 2 actually together, 88 and 89. On newer sprues, it's much better than it was, you know. You do have a lot of the sprues are together in the place they should be, if that makes any sense. Especially on the Primaris Intercessors. So it's 85, 88. So she's armed with a bolter and a chainsword. holy weapons. I like that. So this is just a few bits. So where's her chainsword? This is 90. So I'm looking for a chainsword. There's only a few parts, so I'm just going to pull them all off because they don't exactly look like they're going to be complex. 92. I understand why they're all over the place because, you know, there's 92 because of heat transfer and all that. Yeah, because with models you can't just shove everything onto a frame in a right way. You've got to work on there. What's wrong with searching randomly for a sprue, I ask you? Nothing, I just guess. I'm just being fiddly. I want to get on with it. I'll tell you what is really bad. There are some kits where when GWB obviously have done the instructions, they accidentally misnumber stuff. And it's like, you look at the instructions, like, this part looks absolutely nothing like this part. There's a few kits like that I've had. But yeah, these are single pose minis, but a lot of the new stuff is. And I suppose that gets you dynamic poses, but does limit customizability. But that is the compromise you have when it comes to any kind of thing like this. You know, you limit. You know, the more posable they are, the less dynamic they will be. The more dynamic they are, the less posable they are. If that makes any sense. Quality Assurance Commissariat needs to crack down. Yeah, does happen. I worked with gas. We used to have similar issues. Anyway, even for what is essentially a single pose mini, that is, yeah, well, not quite easy to build. These are beautiful looking models. This is the Sister Superior I'm working on right now. I use a knife. I do have some mold line removers somewhere, but ones I got free with various magazine subscriptions. Chris Mills requests Freebird. Of course you do. Of course you do. One of my favourite bands, Double Clicks, in fact, wrote an entire song about people who request Freebird. I mean, they covered it eventually anyway, but yeah. But Chris and Graham and Robbing have said they're going to join me on the 18th. Oh, but this is more just getting stuff ready, because if I had to build the models in that 24 hours and prime them, that would never happen. Never happen. So the rules I have are that the models are built and primed, and we start at 10 AM on the 18th. So there's, yeah, she won't cover really easily. Very few parts. I think, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, not including a backpack. That's really good. I like that. Hours of literally watching paint dry. Well, the good thing about this particular one, the one that I was thinking, that I was kind of originally going towards, and I did a poll on it. I said, you know what, I can't decide. I'm swaying towards doing flesh eater quartz, because I had a box of flesh eater quartz models, a big box, not, I wouldn't say a start collecting box, but almost. Oh yeah, we're priming, it would be. And oh yeah, she's lovely. She's absolutely amazing. Love that model. Absolutely love that model. Yeah, that is an amazing model. Can't wait to get her. Yeah. And the good thing about the Sisters of Battle box is that because there are quite a few different types of model, I can rest between stages, if that makes any sense. What's the one I'm looking for? You know, I can work on a bit of the Sisters and the Seraphim, and then I can move on to the Repenter and the Arcoflagellants. Got to work out the schemes yet, so I'll be pestering people for ideas for how to do things, but I don't want them to be all, you know, absolutely samey. Like, take the Arcoflagellants. I don't want to paint the same skin scheme on all of them, so I want to try and do a bit of variation between. But I suppose what I could probably do with them is a bit of contrast. Yeah, a bit of contrast, actually. Yeah, that would help, actually. Because even if you want to do a dark skin one, I think there's a ready build guide on doing dark skinned Arcoflagellants. I imagine it's going to be wildwood form, but we'll see. 97. Oh, that is the exact thing I am looking at, and I want 98 right next to it. Convenient. So almost so at the 42 minutes of the hour that I was going to do this for, and then I'm going to go back and review what I've done. Arcoflagellants. Yeah, cheers, Pete. That is actually quite funny. I probably mispronounced it. I'm notorious for mispronouncing stuff. We have one of our Edge of Empire people, is it John Grenville, who's always who like comments, you know, every time I hear Michael say Catapracci, I want to, you know, rip my ears out or something, because apparently I can't pronounce Catapracci Terminators. I think it sounds like Catapracci, isn't it? Sometimes when you look at these stuff that Games Workshop introduces, you're like, really, you need to put you know, a pronunciation guide in the flipping codex or black book, because we can never agree on what it is. Next step is to figure out how to get someone on Skype. Dark skin, many layers of Agrax. Okay, Glove, I'll take a look at that. That's James Warwick, yeah. Yeah, dark skin is one that is something that I am, you know, black and sort of brown skin is an area that I'm really trying to work on at the minute, because you know, I don't know how to do them right, and you know, I think that's something the same with all of us. Whenever, you know, especially those of us who came into wargaming back in the day, your skin, you know, was I can't even remember what the color was called, but it was you put on your skin color, and then you add and then you put on your flesh ink and a highlight, and away you go. But what was it? Elf flesh was the highlight color, I think. I used to have some of that until ages ago, and then I just got Kislev flesh. But yeah, dark skin is definitely one area that I want to get better at, because You know, people do have different skin tones, and with my orcs, I actually have really multi. Is this drive time with Mikey B? When's the listeners' requests? Pete, I think you might have missed what I'm doing. Basically, I am on the 18th of July. I'm going to be doing a 24-hour paint-a-thon in aid of the Willow Foundation, and it won't be just me. It won't be just me. There will be other people, because I understand I am a very boring person to listen to. I understand that, and what we will be doing is getting some people on to chat with me, and we'll talk. I think Graham, Rob and Chris want to do things with army lists and such, and have a bit of a thing. And as I said, we're raising money for the Willow Foundation. They weren't able to do one of their main events this year, which is Lee Stock, a festival that friends of one of my best friends growing up. Oh, Graham's saying no to what? No to what? Maybe army lists and stuff. But they're gonna come. They're gonna come on in via Skype and chat with me. Make it not me just whittling on. I hate little bits like this when you've got to get in between like spikes and stuff to get the mold lines. Oh, Graham saying we love listening to you. I'm gonna ring his missus and please do karaoke hour. You don't want to listen to me sing. Seriously. Although I'm a Geordie, I spent a good portion of my years living in Suffolk, on the right on the Essex border, literally right on the Essex border. And I conversely sing with a terrible Essex accent for some bizarre reason, and nobody wants to hear that. Bet Graham would be ace at Starship. Yes, I think he would. It would. Graham is asking, why am I painting Sisters? What's the appeal? Well, Sisters of Battle are one of those armies that I guess I've always looked at and I've always thought they're really cool models. I'd really like some of them. But there was a guy who used to go to the Sunderland's Warhammer Club, Warhammer as it was called. I think you'll remember him, Graham. Craig, can't remember his surname. Duke Young, I think Duke Young anyway. And he had a Sisters army, and it was absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. He was a really nice painter. I think I've seen a few of his models around since then. I think he still plays, but I don't really see him anymore. But you know, because obviously I don't go to the Warhammer Club anymore because it's not there. Anyway, but yeah, he had this amazing Sisters of Battle army, and it was a beautiful army. It really was. But he let me pick up his case, and it was one of the old style, you know, the long cases like this. I've got one of them somewhere. It's got some of my orcs in it. We have a donation. Someone's donated £40. Amazing. I can't see who that is because it's guest checkout still, but I'm gonna have a look on Just Giving, see if it'll show me there. But amazing, thank you to whoever has donated. You are amazing. We are now at 75% of the £200 target. Anthony Little, thank you, Anthony. You are most generous, and obviously that comes with £10 gift aid as well. What I'm going to be doing is during the live stream, I'm going to be doing a bit of a raffle. I've got a bunch of prizes. I'll put up a what you call it, list. There is a list on my website, and on the event page I'll put a link again on there, which is fantastic. And I'm going to be giving away some stuff. The grand prize, if we reach that £200 target, is a Adeptus Titanicus Titan Battle Group, the one from a few Christmases back, with a Warlord, 2 Warhounds, and a what's the word I'm looking for? A Warlord, 2 a Reaver. That's it, Reaver Titan, because I love Adeptus Titanicus, and that's a rare set. And yeah, I don't need any more Titans. I really don't need any more Titans. So I'm giving it away. Raise money for charity. Anyway, yeah, so what I was saying, sisters. So yeah, Craig let me pick up his box of sisters, and I'm telling you now, it's an all metal army. He had lots of exorcists. Yeah, I couldn't lift that. I mean, I'm not weak. You know, I'm not exactly a tough guy. I'm not really strong or anything. I don't exactly lift, but yeah, it was heavy, and it was sort of like, I really want this army, but first of all, a battle squad sister was like, I think £60 at the time. So that's the battle sister with the simulacrum, the banner built. That's really nice. Love the fact that it's got a unique individual simulacrum. It isn't just a thing. Looks really good. Next page. Battle sister of a Stormbolter. Yeah, so I just couldn't lift that case. The models themselves, a lot of them were out of print. They were metal, and they cost an absolute fortune. I mean, 60 quid for... Yeah, 60 quid for one squad. It was kind of crazy. I just couldn't justify those costs. Right, so I need 107, which is this. And when they came out in plastic, I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy them. If they ever come out in plastic, I will buy it. I will buy it on day one. I will buy the start of an army on day one. And they came out, and I did it. I was true to my word. I bought an army. And I don't regret it. I'm going for Ardent Shroud because I like the look of silver. Ever since the, I think, 3rd edition Codex, they had a little painting guide in there, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll do that. I'll do them. And obviously they've got some cool rules. And Peachy's doing them, I believe. There's the backpack. Alright, this has got some spare. It's got some spare magazines. So I'll finish building this sister, and then I will probably be coming off stream, and then I can assess what the crack is with this. See what I need to change and improve. Is that the right one? Nice, she's got an eye patch. What am I looking forward to playing them against in 9th? I'm looking forward to playing them against your Necrons, Graham. Because Graham is starting Necrons. Can't wait to see that. And yes, I am getting better, but still struggling up the stairs. I have to use an inhaler every time I go up the stairs. It's quite... there's a cough. It's quite daft. Well, not daft, I know, you know. Others got worse off with... others got a lot worse off with COVID-19, so I am lucky that I got out with just losing a bit of lung capacity. I say a bit, it's like a third of my lung is just scarring now. It wasn't the actual COVID, it was the pneumonia afterwards that got you. But, you know, I was lucky. I avoided a lot of time in hospital. I had a CPAP machine at home, which helped. And, yeah, I avoided being in hospital for a long period. I was only there for a short period. More bolt gun metal. The scheme I'm looking at is the one from Warhammer TV. So I'm going to prime them in prime them in lead belcher, then airbrush on some iron hand steel, and wash with, I'm kind of thinking null oil gloss, just to give it that, just to give it a nice what's the word I'm looking for, just to give it a nice shininess to it. Look resplendent warriors of the Empire, and then add on some and then highlights in Stormhill Silver for the main armor color. Necrons, yes, I'm looking forward to playing Necrons with these. Graham, I know you're not, up on your lore, but there's a lot of, I say up on your lore, you actually know the lore of a lot of stuff really well, but 40k less so, especially on these types of factions. But the Necrons and the Sisters of Battle actually have a lot of history. There was a famous battle from White Dwarf called the Battle of Sanctuary 101. It's in James Swallow's second Sisters of Battle. Well, not the actual battle, it's the follow-up to it. And it is the Necrons basically were introduced to 40k by wiping out an entire Sanctuary of Sisters of Battle. And thus started the tradition of when a new army is introduced, you wipe out a bunch of Sisters of Battle with the thing. But brass and bone. Ooh, that sounds like a nice scheme, Graham. I am going to do some Necrons as well with the new Indomitus set. I'm splitting a box with Graham. Can use some of the spare runes from Titanicus on. Oh yeah, that would look good. Spare runes from Titanicus on the larger Necron models. Yeah. I am gonna do some. What's the word I'm looking for? Some Necrons, but I'm kind of not sure which way to go. I really like the Nylak look from but my my pal Nathan collects Nylak, and I'm like, I don't really want to copy him, but I do like the green of Nylak, and then but the traditional just silver, but I go with non-oil gloss as the wash to give it a nice, really shiny look for the is it Sortek Dynasty. But the new one does look nice as well with the brass. Anyway, just about finished with this model, so I'm just going to pop her head on there and finish taking off the mold lines on the backpack. So there. Yeah, she looks hard. She looks hard as nails. Look, got an eye patch on her. Oh, these are lovely models. Why did I leave them for so long? These are amazing models. Yes, Graham and his love of Agrax Earthshade. It sounds ridiculous, but because of the pandemic, as soon as Games Workshop opened up again, I bought a load of paints that I use all the time. So I literally have a 5 bottles of Agrax Earthshade and Null Oil as backup. It's like, that's probably got a bit overboard. Anyway, right, that is me done. I have built 5 models today. Two Sisters Superior, including Amelie and Novia. The sister with a battle simulacrum. Battle sister with a Stormbolter, and the Canoness. So that took me an hour. Right, thank you guys for tuning in. And a big thank you to everyone who's donated so far. I mean, Anthony, £40, really generous, amazing. As I said, you'll be in for the draws. We've got a bunch of random stuff we're going to be giving away. Some easy to build models, Space Marine Lieutenants, Silver Templar stuff, and then we'll take it from there. But anyway, excellent. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to head off now. So I'm going to hit my end screen, and thank you very much.